Welcome to Sky Talks. Let's get a little unhinged and talk about everything. I'm your host, Jessa Sky. Welcome to this podcast where healing and humor collide. Let's go! Whoa! Hey everyone, welcome back to Sky Talks. I am here with someone I'm really excited to interview because I'll just get into this later, but her name is Sherrell. And for people that don't know you, thanks for coming, by the way, truly. Thank you. When I saw you were feeling sick, I was like, no, don't cancel. But you didn't cancel. I wasn't worried that you would cancel, but thank you for coming while you're sick. Yeah. So if someone or people are watching that they don't know you, this is how I like to word it. If you were the main character in a movie and you're introducing yourself to the audience, what would you want them to know about you and your life and who you are? And I know it's a really hard question sometimes, but there's no wrong answer.
I don't know. I feel like I would just use my Instagram bio. And it's
perfect marketing.
Solo mama of three daughters. Obviously, they're my everything and the reason why I do everything I do.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. I'm a business owner. I have multiple side hustles. I'm starting my own podcast.
Yeah!
I just kind of do it all and then some, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm pretty multifaceted. I'm a marathoner.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Because I don't run. So.
I think it's crazy too. To say it, I'm I'm a marathoner. Yeah. And I'm just on my self-development and growth journey. And I've been on it for over a decade now, but
so long.
Yeah.
I remember, me and Sherrell met a long time ago. I'm not good with years. Oh my God. So she sees, I've seen her amazing journey and then you've seen mine, and it's so I don't know how to explain to people how we met. I'm do we just network marketing? We fell for it. It was so good.
I always say that, even though it wasn't the thing, it was a thing that taught me a lot.
So much.
It had a huge influence on what not to do when it comes to running your own business. But also, if anything, it taught me about networking.
So true.
And honestly, it taught me about meeting people. It taught me about being able to talk to people.
Yeah.
And so I'll always take the positive experiences.
Same. I feel
even if they're kind of cringe.
They're a little cringe. I think you were actually thinking back on it. I remember us having those little for me, it was those little, it was that womanhood, having women in the business and stuff. And I was really young, so I don't know our age difference. How old are you?
34.
34. Okay, and I just turned 30. Gray hairs. I have gray hairs, and now I can say I was so excited to turn 30. But The Secret, I remember my mind being blown. Sherrell was talking about The Secret. You have to read The Secret.
I tell everybody that.
And I was what is it? And I had no freaking clue. But that was really I think beginning for me of spirituality, I guess. It's completely changed since then, but how old would I have been? 2015,
10 years ago, 20.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel it's interesting. That's why I like doing this podcast. And I feel I want to ask you why you wanted to start yours. But for me, it helps me go back to memories that I don't remember just through my day-to-day. Because I'm always so focused on what am I doing right now? How can I better myself now? But when I have so many pictures of us on we went to San Diego, didn't we? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Necerity. I don't know if it's still a thing. That's crazy.
We were so certain that we were going to be millionaires.
Billionaires, yep.
Diamond status. Again, it's still it served its purpose. I'm just glad nobody I know got absolutely rolled from it. True. I mean, I did make money off.
Yeah, I did too. It was a good product. Yeah. The roller bowl. No, absolutely not. And now that you're a business owner and I do my own merch and I'm a business owner and you see what you can, I don't like to screw people over. And it's it's what you can, so for people that don't know, when you own a business and you let's say you're selling a product wholesale, let's say I'm selling this pillow, let's say I get it for 30 cents. And then people sometimes will Sephora, all the big freaking places will mark up 350%.
Right.
And it's ew.
And so many businesses are okay with that. Yeah. And I'm am I stifling my own success because I'm not?
Your prices are really fair.
But I just feel that's my thing. I have crazy imposter syndrome. And maybe it is partly because of the network marketing. Because I'm I don't want to push people to buy my stuff.
Yeah.
it's like, well, in that world, you really are like pushing people to buy something that isn't really of value.
Well,
of the value that you're selling it for.
That's true.
But now you have your own product, you have your own business, and it's like you have to believe that the value is in what you give.
Yes.
And not like, stifle yourself by like.
I feel like your business, by the way, I'm going to try to explain it, okay? And then you just tell me your POV. Cool. But I remember seeing like years ago, like after New Sarity or whatever, I've always kept up with you. You started creating clothing and like crew necks and sweaters, and now it's like you've made so much money off of it, which I want to like I think that's important to talk about, especially as women, because a lot of women think they like you were actually your pieces of your thing. I was like, what the fuck? I could do that with merch. Like, like why would I pay some guy at West Hampton Mall to make like a billion t-shirts? And it has been the most healing thing for me to like learn from. It was like the first thing from ground zero. Like I remember getting a $3,000 grant for this Indigenous program in 2023. And they're like, most people spent it on demos or studio time. And I was like, well, how can I make this be an investment that I'll make more money? So I was like, heat press, sublimation oven, sublimation printer, like Cricut. And that was hard. That was so hard. I was like, it was the first thing I remember that I actually finished. Like something where I did it myself. No one fucking helped me. Yeah. Also, like with my music, no one's helped me since 2021. I sold everything. But it was hard. Like, it was like, if you don't get the conversion on this printer right, it's garbage or something. And I was like, oh my God, I was so scared. But like, it's so for me, and I want to get your take on it. It's kind of, it helped me in my mental illnesses and my ADHD that I could hyperfixate on something and I could see something like that I created and it was finished and I was proud of myself. Right. I was like, I made that. Like, that's so cool. Like, and I'm an isolator. I feel like I don't like having a lot of friends, and I've been burned a lot of times. But I don't know how to explain it. Like it's healing and it's like therapeutic for me in my little like garage making shit. Right. Like, what was it for you? Where I want to hear, because I don't know, like where did this come from? Yeah. Like the process of it.
Oh, that's crazy. So it's funny because the story actually starts like, it's all because of New Sarity. It all goes back to the secret. Shout out New Sarity. Which is crazy because that was my like spiritual awakening too. And it was The Secret. That was the first like book or like time I ever learned about the law of attraction.
You just learned it then too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, so I was pregnant. I don't know if I met you before I had like when I started New Sarity, I was 9 months pregnant with Leilani, with my second daughter.
You were, I think, yes.
So I remember. She was a newborn. Like, I brought her to San Diego. She's
yes,
I
remember. Yeah, I was holding her at the video of me holding her dancing.
Yeah. So,
and that's your oldest?
No, that's my middle.
Okay, I was like.
My oldest is 13.
So crazy.
So Leilani turns 10 on Monday, which means that was 10 years ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, it's crazy because, I'm going back a little bit further, but
it's all good. Go back.
The Secret taught me about the law of attraction, and it was this one thing, and it was like inspired thought that really like stuck out to me. And it was like, sometimes like those ideas, they'll just hit you and you'll be like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Right? So I had this little like seed planted in my mind about inspired thought. And I'm like, I know I want to do something more than what I'm doing. Like at the time I was like running a day home and I had to do that for a long time. And I'm just like, there's something bigger for me. Like that's purposeful work. Yes. But I'm like, there's something
bigger.
I have a lot to say. I've always been told I talk too much. And
Same.
I'm so loud, right? And like, that's why we have her.
Yeah, literally.
Like, and I'm like, I have a lot to say about a lot of things. Yeah. And I was just like, one day we were at Old Navy and I was pushing Leilani in the stroller and she was wearing this green onesie that had like little mountains on it and black leggings. And this lady came up and was like, oh my God, like your son's so cute. And I'm like, oh, well, like, this is my daughter. And she's like, oh, well, you shouldn't dress her in boy clothes if you want people to know. And I'm like, well, first of all.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like, without getting all into it, you know how I responded to that situation.
Of course.
And from that moment right there, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make clothes for my kids that have strong messages that aren't like, gender specific. And like, and then that's kind of how it started. But the crazy thing is that was back in 2016.
That's okay.
I didn't start then. because I got in my head. I started telling myself, like, oh, there's too many t-shirt companies. It's oversaturated. How am I ever going to make money?
Wow.
And this and that. And so I like killed the idea before I even tried.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, like I had all these like little prototypes in my phone. I like told a couple people, and then I just like deaded the idea.
Interesting. And do you remember the moment where you were like, nah, like, or did it kind of just happen? You know, sometimes it does.
Conversation with someone actually, which is crazy because I'm not going to talk about who it was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Throw them under the bus.
No,
just whatever. But yeah, she was being a mean girl to me, and I basically like I had this idea that like I wanted to do clothing that was like very like spiritual, like centered, and like Black Lives Matter and like Black Girl Magic and like just things that my daughters could wear to like embody all the things that I wanted to teach them.
100%. Oh, that's so beautiful.
I got in an argument with this girl. She basically said, and she was one of the only people I had told about my business idea, and she said to me, I don't really see you as like a hippie or spiritual. I see you more as pop and like Alicia Keys-esque. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that's so crazy because like I thought that we could be more than one thing. Wow. Like, so real. So real. So that really like, even though I took it and I was like, absolutely not, you're not right. I still internalized 100%. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Of course, right? We're human. We're human. Yeah, that's the thing. To me in like a big way. And like, I don't really ever like admit to that because I don't want that person to have that power. But yeah, like she kind of took it from me. Interesting. And that's why like they say it's important to like be careful who you tell your dreams to because people shit on them and it's like. And what I realized too, and you probably have, you're so self-aware. Oh my gosh, we'll have to jump into that. But like you say you don't like talking about it because you don't want to like give her that power. But at the same time, now looking where you are now, and it's also kind of like those things, those moments, I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, like what the hell? Like it does bug you, but I also think it's a beautiful thing that it bugs me and it makes me hurt because it's like, I can't fathom doing that to someone. And then I can see their side because they're not there. Like, especially when you've healed so much and you're like so different than what you used to be and you made an intentional choice to like put yourself first. I can see because I used to be in ways like certain people that I've had in my life that have harmed me. I'm like, I get it because they're not there yet. However, what am I, if I keep going back to this and allowing this, it's on me. But like, I choose what I allow, but I don't necessarily like, there's a lot of people and yes, there's teaching moments, but sometimes it's like, fuck you. Like, I don't like you taught me this, but like, I'll never let a person do that to me again type thing. And it like kind of fuels me. Is that kind of like the way? Yes and no. I have a big issue with like staying mad at people, and that's resentment's not good. I'm trying to like work on because it's probably just like my trauma and like therapists call it like cognitive dissonance, where it's like you almost forget how people make you feel, and it's like a defense mechanism to keep yourself safe from the harm that you face. But I'm really, really good at that, and so it's like, yeah, you hurt me. That's totally fine. I understand why you did it. So like here, let me for you. So that's like that person and I have had like, you know, actually been cool and not cool like times since then. But like, yeah, the self-awareness that I have, it's like a blessing and a curse. Oh my God. I'm so aware. But it's like I still do the thing. I just went to therapy about this. Right? Because it's actually not serving me anymore. It's like, please cut out that part of my brain that wants me to do that because I know better, but I will still do the things nurturing. You're a woman, of course. You're a nurturer. Over it. You know, I know, same, bro. Oh man, my 2-hour therapy session. I was like, girl, oh my God, therapy so $470. So expensive. And I'm like, bitch, $35 for one session. I'm like, who has enough hour? Like that's why I did 2 because I haven't seen her in a while. And I'm like, I need this like at least every week. Who can afford this every single week? So yeah, I feel you. It's so crazy, but it's important. It is important. You know, we find ways to spend money on things that aren't benefiting. That's what I said. I was like, I mean, it's a write off technically. Like my accountant's the best, but I'm like, oh, I don't think I can come every week. I know. Like, have you done EMDR? Okay, I'm doing it in 2 weeks, and I'm like, I just started, like just did my first session. I don't feel like it works. Is it the like, clicker thing? This one was, she did like tapping and then she did like diagonals, but like I think like I hadn't built enough rapport with her. I think for her to really know me well enough to know where to go. I'm like really good at like intellectualizing every single thing that I've ever gone through.
That's why I'm with therapy.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I know why this person did what they did. This isn't helping. I'm like, undo that feeling that wants me to go back.
Yes, 100%.
A lobotomy, whatever you.
The frontal lobe.
Like, cut it out.
She said it's the amygdala. That's what she told me.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. I was like, where is it? She's like, I was like, okay, so now I know the amygdala is right here. So I'm like, frontal lobe, amygdala. Like, just get rid of it.
No, for real. Because this thing when you are self-aware and it's like, you know better, but you're not doing better. Because you're stuck in these like cycles that are comforting.
So real.
It's like, you know better.
Were you always self-aware? Because I was not.
Yes. I think I've always been self-aware. I just wasn't aware of how much control I have over like the things that in my life,
right?
Like thoughts and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but always very self-aware. Yeah.
Do you hear your internal dialogue like 24/7? 20%. Yeah, same. Okay. Some people don't apparently.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I'm like, I feel like that was me because I was in survival mode. Like even like you know me since 2015, so like really from I'd say it got really bad in 2015 when something had happened. And then up until 26, it was just like I remember moments, but there was no self-awareness of accountability of like I was such a victim of my life. I thought I was being controlled. I was blaming like the internal family. And it was like, no, I'm the fucking problem. Like, oh my gosh, I'm the problem. And a lot of people are like, you're not the problem. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You're not there yet. That's the most freeing thing. Knowing that I literally, shout out Morgan Wallen. Sherrell's number one.
I know.
He's so attractive. My God.
You know what though? I want to, with Morgan Wallen, I like to try to separate the music from the artist because
I know.
I'm sure you're not that great of a person.
He looks like a dick.
Like, yeah. And he looks just like those, country boys that aren't,
Did you go to both of his shows?
I sure did. I did. It was great though. It was a really good show.
Were you 1 and 2? You went to both, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, how much are those tickets?
Okay, so this is the thing. We bought our tickets for the Saturday show in January when they went on sale. And we got like decent seats. And I think we paid like $400, which was a lot.
For both days?
No, just for one.
Well,
it was a lot, but it wasn't a lot compared to like what like other tickets were.
Yeah.
Like, floor was like starting at like $900. So we're like, hey, we got an okay section. On the day of the Friday show, I was like, I need to go to the Friday show too. I'm like,
I have to go to both.
Yeah, like, this is 9 months later. We've been waiting for 9 months. I'm like, I can't miss it. So
did you go with a girlfriend or something?
Yeah, it was crazy because my two best friends do not listen to country at all. And the Saturday show I booked with like two of my other friends who wanted to go.
Yeah.
But my two best friends, I'm like, let's go. Like I found tickets for $100. So we ended up just buying like cheap tickets off of StubHub.
Are you the planner in your friend group?
Of course I
am.
I
love it.
Do not tell.
I love it.
Every single outing, every single thing that we do is always curated and
it's so real.
By me, yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of nice though. And I feel like I'm the same. I don't really have many girlfriends to be honest, but like that's okay. Like I don't do well with a lot of. When I care, I really care. Like with BPD, I care too much. And then I'll like sacrifice myself for people. And then even if like your tone changed, I'd be like, she's mad at me. Even though I logically know they're not mad at me. And I'm like, fuck, I need to go to therapy. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I always say that to my therapist every time. Like, logically, I know, but emotionally, I cannot help how I feel.
Validate me, reassure me. But don't be mad at me for asking for reassurance. Like,
no, that's why I will not get in a relationship.
Oh my God, literally. I wanted to jump into that with you because I feel when I watch your shit, I'm like, feel so seen.
I just can't imagine.
It's how many like serious relationships would you say you've been in your life? One. And I would say the same. I would say I've had 2 long-term, which is like almost 3 years and then 1 year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demon. It's doing great. That's may you rot. No, I'm just kidding. The resentment's over. I wish you well. I actually saw his ex the other day.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was like, actually, I was so proud of myself because I was like, I got over because you mentioned you don't like being angry at people. And for me, that anger with that relationship was so deep that it consumed my life to where it was like for 6 months. Someone would bring him up and I was so distraught. And like, I was like, oh my God, like mad. Like, how could you do this? Blah, 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 blah. So it was not serving me like resentment. Like I'm the one thinking about it. I'm sure the fuck he's not, you know what I mean? And so when I saw her somewhere, like, like doesn't matter where I saw her. I was like, maybe this is the way I get over. I'm going to pray for her safety. I'm going to pray for her and like wish her well-being is okay.
Right.
And then it dissipated with him. So she approached me and I was like, if you ever need anything, like, like, please reach out. Cause that's what got me through it was like his exes. And I'm just like, interesting. Like, it's like, that was like a moment for me where I was like, okay, my faith is restored in like womanhood a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's like not the man. I don't think women should ever, like, let's say someone's cheating on you. Like, why do they always go to the woman? You know what I mean? Why is like society blame us for everything? And it's we can handle it clearly.
Why are women blamed for having daddy issues? Like, the problem is the man. Hello.
Like,
I feel that.
Oh man. So you've been in one long, like, and
it's funny because like I was always like in relationships when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Like I always like sought out that like, comfort by being in a relationship. So I was like in a relationship from like when I was like 13, like with my first boyfriend, and then I was in a relationship with
like long-term-ish, like kind of.
At 13, it felt long-term.
Yeah, same.
Months, yeah. And then I was in like a long-term, I guess, relationship with my high school boyfriend for like a year. And then right out of high school, I met my baby dad.
Right.
And then we were together for 12 years. So like I don't really count like my long-term relationships when I was a child, because I'm like,
me neither. We didn't know what we were doing.
Right. So I'm like 12 years.
Making out in the movie theaters. Like that's not really
exactly like not real life. And then 12 years and 3 kids later. And then I've been like single for 3 years. And the only like relationship I've had is my situation.
Okay, yes, I need to
healing from.
Which for real, that made me feel so like seeing your shit. I was like, okay, like, and I like how I just want to validate and like praise that when you talk about things online, and it's something I really like, because it's not easy to do. People don't understand. Like you're only one of the only people I know on a personal level that is so vulnerable online, but the way you do it is with grace and humility and like from your perspective. And I think it goes to show that who you are behind the camera is who you are. And it takes a lot of balls. And like one of the most big questions I get all the time from people through DM requests, or if I meet them in person, or they'll ask me advice, because I am so open about shit. Like I really truly am. And like there's some things that I need to talk about on my, like when I do a solo podcast, that like I'm finally ready to talk about, because I was not in a space to talk about things like with drinking and relapsing and all that stuff. And like they're like, how did you do it? Like what, like, and it's really like I can't remember the moment. They're like, because people are scared. People are scared to put themselves out there. Like, and I remember being so full of fear. Like I remember I didn't start singing until 2018 when I was in rehab. Like I did karaoke. Like again, I should say. I didn't die. Like no one, they're like, you're good. And like I was always, people are gonna think I suck. People are like, what are they gonna say? And I think it's just like, I'm like, just do it. Nike sponsors Sherrell, by the way. She's a marathon runner. Please, just kidding. But I don't know how to explain it to people other than like I'm not the opinion of someone that doesn't know me. And I think when you step into your power and you go on this journey, and everyone's on a different journey with healing, I would say, but there's so many, I don't give a fuck what people think. I truly don't. And there obviously was a time. But the way I look at social media is it's like my video diary, especially TikTok. Instagram, I'm kind of over it, to be honest. Like I'm kind of over it. Like I which I admire, because that's where I see all your shit of you posting about stuff. And I'm like, hey, I need to do this. Why does it feel so wrong? Like
I feel like it's like you either love it or you hate it.
Yes.
It's like one or the other. I feel like people aren't usually on both. But
that's so true. And I think people, they don't, if you're either authentic on there or you're not, it's because you like it, and it's serving a purpose for something. And I think back to when you mentioned your whole, like starting your own company and your business, is it's working. And all the tags will be here so you can see, but it's successful because it's your brand. Your brand is you.
Right.
And I try to explain that to people with me.
So go back to like how my, like even like starting my business, like, I let self-sabotage and like, imposter syndrome, like stop me from doing it in 2016. But in 2019, when I was pregnant with my 3rd daughter, I was like running the day home again. And I was like, I want to do this.
Yes.
I want to do this time. Like I'm going to do it. So I literally bought a Cricut. She was like 6 weeks old. And the first shirt that I ever made was like a Black Girl Magic shirt for my daughter.
Yeah.
And she wanted to wear it for school picture day. And basically I posted it. And then all of a sudden, like I just started getting everyone just started pouring these orders in.
Amazing.
Like, oh my gosh, like this could be my thing. And so I'm like literally like getting orders, and it was October 2019, so it's like fall season.
Yeah.
And I'm like getting all these orders, like people want this and this and this. I'm like, holy crap,
what do I do?
This could be amazing.
Yeah.
And then I go to Mexico the next month with my family, and I'm in Mexico, and I'm literally like getting orders like on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, holy crap, I think I just paid for this trip.
Wow, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
When you
like, what the hell? And I was
a different feeling.
It was the first time I felt so excited for something. You know,
yes.
This is mine. I did this.
You did this all your fucking self.
So it just took off. And then I was like, I have this goal to like pay off $20,000 in debt by my birthday. And I had done it like within a month. Cause it just like, and I was like, it's crazy.
It's a really good feeling.
But I was still running the day home, and I was still like teaching first aid, and I was still doing all these other things, and I was afraid to quit because I'm like, well, I didn't have full faith in myself or my business yet. Yeah. And then COVID happened, and then my other jobs were gone.
COVID was so good for me. Clearly for it was so like, good for me.
I would have never quit those jobs because they were like secure
interesting.
And like whatever. But like COVID kind of forced me out of my comfort zone. Yeah. And it's like this is all I have now. And then it just took off.
It just took off.
And it was like 6-figure years, like consistently. And
just so cool, just to like reiterate what you said, like I don't know, like when you were saying so many t-shirt companies, and like literally this is like proof, like this is so proof. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will. And I know you get that on such a deep level, because I'm sure that you've had days where you're like
all the time,
like I have it multiple times, and I'm like, if not me, who?
All the time.
No one's fucking doing, no one's paying my bills. Like literally, I'm like
so much self encouragement I have to do. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur and working for yourself. It's like there's nobody there to hold you accountable. There's nobody there to hype you up. There's nobody there to make sure you sit down and get your work done. Like, you have to be self-motivated. Yeah. You have to do that for yourself.
And you have to love what you're doing. Me's like,
oh, I don't want to do this today. I just want to sit in my bed and read a book because I have this freedom to do so.
Oh my God.
But then I'm like, Sherrell, reading that book is not.
It's not going to pay your bills. No, literally, seriously, same.
Every single time I've been ready to quit, it's like I've pushed through, and I've ended up like with like one of my most like right now, like the teacher.
I saw that.
I was like not ready to quit. I don't think I've ever been like I'm not going to do it, but just ready to like not give it anymore. Like
I saw, there was that shift for you. I remember seeing that. Like it's. No one, like, you should y'all, like, she's the only person I stay on dial with. And I'm like, like, oh my God. And it's like the algorithm knows because you always pop up. And I feel like Instagram doesn't do that with a lot of people. I don't know about you.
No, I know. I barely see most of the people that I
But there was something you were making a shift from having like Zen Lion design to now being Sherrell. Yeah. And that made me so like, I just have goosebumps. Like, because I was like, yes, like this is a whole new. Because I get it on different, like, I do understand this, what you're doing and what you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking, but knowing, like, that's a huge shift to take a leap like that. So what was it?
I feel like goes back to, like, what you're saying about, like, just like, being authentic and, like, you're, like, you being, like, your brand, essentially. Like, when it's yours, when it's, like, what you truly love and what you, you know, what you truly believe in, it kind of sells itself. And that's kind of where the success of my business came from. It wasn't me just making t-shirts. It wasn't me just, like, that's not why I was so successful so fast. It's because I showed up vulnerably. I shared my story. I shared like the nitty gritty, the details of my life, and people gravitate towards like authenticity. Yes. Especially in this world of social media where everything is perfect.
Everyone knows if you're faking it or not.
So then I was like, okay, well, they could go get their shirt from this person, or this person. But I realized it wasn't about the shirt. It was about me. Yeah. People were supporting me. They were supporting my business. They were supporting me because, you know, they relate to me on some level. Yes. Because I've inspired them on some level. Yeah. And then when I realized that I'm not in competition with every other t-shirt business.
Never. That's not because it's not even. No, it's not the t-shirt.
And then it's like there's people who will support you because you're you, and then there's people who won't support you because you're you. Yeah, and you just have to be okay with that.
Yeah, you just have to be fine with it. Those aren't your people.
Who will absolutely do everything they can to not like a single post they do, like they'll support,
but they'll watch.
And that's fine.
Please do.
Accepting that's just part of it.
100%.
That's the hard part, right? Like I've, lived in the city like almost my whole life. Like I've gone to so many different schools because of being in foster care.
Yes, yeah.
I've worked at so many different jobs, and I've been in the nightclub industry for so long. I know so many people, and I know that not every single person likes me,
and that's fine.
And then showing up in this space where I'm like, I might like end up on someone's feed that doesn't like me, and they might be like, oh my God, this girl's so cringe. You have to get over that.
You do.
You have to be okay with like, it is what it is.
Yeah. You can't have that outside validation from someone that doesn't know you. It's just like, why?
Who you don't care if they,
to go ahead, hate me, like, or if they have a memory of something that you might have done in the past or this, it's like, you can't hold me go ahead, hold me captive there in your mind. That's fine. But I would, it's cool. Like, you know, and I feel like a lot of people, like you said, like the vulnerability on, like social media. So it's just, it's 2025, it's almost 2026. And I can almost guarantee, I know. What the hell? What the hell? But it's like, I just don't, like, how do I word this? ADHD. I just lost my train of thought, everyone.
2025, almost
2025. Yeah, people, like, it's not how it was in high school when I was like wearing Jessa Couture and like trying to blend in with this mold. It's like I started everything I did because I didn't have anyone that looked like me growing up. I was ashamed to be Native. There was no one Native in Sherrell Park. Like, my mom's a survivor. Oh my God, yes. And then that's so much also I wanted to touch on your like a little bit of your childhood and stuff, because you've been it's people have to understand when you talk about your own story, you don't know who you're helping, which you touched on. But also, when people are so in their head about what are people going to think about this and what about this, it's like you're not serving yourself, because by you being vulnerable and authentic and sharing something that you might be ashamed of or something, do you know how many other people on this floating rock are going through that? And you don't know who you're going to help watching that. And that's why it's just social media to me, and I stand on it, is such a powerful tool.
Gosh, it's helped me so much too. It's like my own life, my own struggles, especially with having ADHD,
100%,
like being a single mom, like all of these like, you know, things that you don't, you know, you might have been ashamed of before. You got to see how many people are going through it.
It's like a trending thing, ADHD, and I go to learn about things.
I'm like, oh, well, that's why
I can't go to a doctor every fucking 6 weeks and wait on him for a question, and Google is not helpful. But it's like the new search engine is the people. Like the people that aren't.
You get to hear people's real experiences and like while they're going through it. And it's like, oh yeah, like that's the reason why I'm like obsessed with this person I just met, because it's like limerence, ADHD, dopamine.
Literally, like, we're hyper fixating for 2 weeks, then we're over it.
In 2 years, but
oh my gosh, KS, I need to hear about this situation because I feel like I've been through this.
Oh girl, the ghetto.
Oh my God.
So like, okay, I was with my baby dad for 12 years, which means
so
I was 19 when I met him. I never had like a dating experience. I was never an adult dating. And so I leave this relationship. I'm like 30. How old am I? 34. So I was 31 when I left. And I'm like single for the first time, and I have 3 kids. And
how was that at the beginning?
Well, I didn't leave him wanting to find somebody new. Like I was like
100%. Yeah.
Like I left that relationship like in my head. Like he had put some things in my head saying like nobody's gonna want you, like you're a single mom, like you know, like whatever, the typical stuff. And I somewhat internalized that, but I also didn't care, because I was like, I'm not leaving to find somebody.
And I think I just want to validate that was very evident from a viewer's point of view. It was very, if someone has kept up with you for a long time or not, like I just like to validate authenticity, because that was never thought for me watching. It was like she's stepping in her power as 100%. A woman. And like, it's really nice to see. Like, so just to validate that. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I'm like, I just wanted to show my daughters a better example. I want to show them that like, you know, you can be strong and you can stand on your own. And like, you know, so leaving was never about like being in a new relationship, and like the thought of it like didn't even cross my mind, because I'm like, first of all, I have 3 daughters. Yeah. The thought of a man being around my children is crazy.
Especially after like the experience. Yeah. You're like, fuck you
like,
all.
No, like absolutely not. So like not even a thought, like whatever, like any like dating that I was doing was like online on Hinge, where I put my location and like somewhere in the States.
Oh my God,
just so I could talk.
Yes, just to get over.
But I didn't actually want to like be physical with anybody, and that stands today, because man.
I was thinking of getting Hinge lately. We'll have to talk about that.
Do not. But
okay, I believe.
So that was like my first experience, and then like I don't know how to I don't know how to go there without giving all the details away. But basically, like
so this is 2 years ago.
Like with the situation.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
okay. Let's just say
anyways, I'm like, how do I do this without looking so like?
We can use a place that's wrong, or we can use different. We can use different. Like you can maybe switch that up. I don't freaking know.
I just feel like everybody who knows me will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I mean, I basically ended up, I had a friend, and we were friends first, and
oh no, I'm in that situation.
That's the hardest thing.
That's what scares me.
Yeah. So it was the first man that I trusted, that I felt comfortable with, that I would invite into my home.
Relatable.
And be around my kids as my friend.
Yes.
And we could just hang out for hours and just talk on the phone for hours. And you say just start singing the same song at the same time. And it was just one of those connections that it was so, so special. And it's we both knew that we didn't want to ruin it. But it was it gets to a point where it's it's inevitable. Because
that's how I feel. And I was bringing it up in therapy. I was I just feel at the end of the day, and that I don't want to I'm not there yet in my journey, okay? But all men at the end of the day have a small brain and a big brain. And their way of we are nurturers. Our social, our instinct down from the freaking cave times is sex instinct, social instinct. And I forget the last one. But we are different than men. So at the end of the day, every single time I've been proven that it just can't, men will, I'm not putting the blame on them, but it's scary because all my experiences have shown that I'm this friendship, the one person or the couple of people in my band, for example, they're married and with people, but they restored my faith in men. But that's the part I'm dealing with is scary your friendship for so long. And then what's inevitable is what I'm trying to say. Cause I feel
it's just okay, I saw this post and it was referencing a Taylor Swift song. And it was basically her song was ruin the friendship. I forget. I think that's what.
Yeah. Yes.
And then the reel was take it from me. Don't listen to this. Don't ruin the friendship. And then my response, and it's gotten 500 likes, which is driving me nuts because it keeps coming up.
No, you're stop.
My response was, it's honestly inevitable. Once those feelings are there, it starts to cause angst in the friendship. Yes. So if you don't act on them and see what might come from it, either way, you're going to be unsettled. So it's you might as well ruin the friendship because the reality is
it's already
not
there.
Really just a friendship.
Right. Wow.
And so while I can look back at the situation that has caused me so much angst over the past 2 years, it had to happen the way it did. And it ruined the friendship. And there's probably not a chance that we're going to go back to ever being able to be friends.
Yeah.
But it was such a transformative experience because I did learn that I can trust men through this experience.
Oh, wow.
I did learn what it is to feel love, have that soft love from a man.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that I learned from it that it just it had to happen.
Right.
But interesting. How do I now find this in the person that is meant for me as more than a friend? Because I can't ever settle for less than that, than all those good feelings. And that's where I'm that's what I've been struggling with the most.
Same. That's so real. Because it's today's age. I don't know. I just kind of accepted. That's why I went back to therapy. Because I had this, I can either have my peace, I can be successful, I can actually have some serenity in my body and my soul when I'm single. My experience has shown me when I'm not single and I'm in a relationship, I internally suffer. And it's my peace. And I'm so it's so black or white for me. And it's this radical acceptance that I was maybe I'm not supposed to get married. Maybe I'm not supposed to have kids. I tried, that didn't work. And so I just I'm married to my career and maybe I'm supposed to help people this way. And I was okay. I'm okay with that.
Right.
But then I'm also lately, I'm the next layer of the onion of my healing is I don't really know if I want that. So what can I do to now face this, how I am in a relationship and look at my pattern, being obsessed and I
don't need to do that either. I'm so intense.
Same.
I'm such an intense person.
Same.
I don't just like you. I love you.
Yes.
But I want to be loved with that same intensity.
Yes.
And I feel that's what do they say? If God made you the way that you are with all the love that you have, why wouldn't you believe that he made another person exactly like you for you.
Real.
You know what I mean? Like, you are exactly who you are. Why can't another person be like, you know, but we so often settle.
We do.
Because we're like, oh, this is good enough. But I'm like, I did that shit for a very long time. I will not do that ever again. Like, 100%. I'd rather be alone.
Yes.
Because I have found peace on my own. And I'd rather do that than ever settle for something that isn't everything.
For real. And I feel like so many people that I've seen that are married at a young age, or people like, oh my, I'm 30, it's over. It's like a lot. I'm not saying, like, my parents have a very good marriage and it's like beautiful to see. So I have a pretty good, but then I like look at I'm like, I don't have daddy issues. Like, what was going on, right? Like, why did I choose these people? I don't really think it has a lot to do with like obviously your upbringing has something to do with it, but it's the choice of me trying to like heal and like better myself. I was in a place where I was attracting what I was like, you know, and so now I get it too. I'm like, I'm at peace. I don't want to be with anyone. And also with you saying that God must have someone out there for you. It's like, so this is where my intellectualizing goes. I'm like, well then, did I choose these people? What was it about me that chose these people? It's like, sometimes it's not like that per se. It's like, you know, like sometimes I feel like shit just happens, and knowing who you are and you love so hard, I can't turn that off. Like it's on full throttle. So that's why I have to be very careful with who I let in my life.
Comes down to all the time. It's like, now that you know, and now it comes down to discernment. So when you know that you do get like attached to people easily, and you get like, you know, caught up, it's like, before you get attached to that person, is this a person worth that attachment?
Right.
Is this person showing me signs of somebody who, you know, can reciprocate? And if not, like, you gotta like nip
you have
in
to
the bud
right away.
And I started doing that. Like, I have gone on a few dates with like a few people in the last like year or so in healing from this situation that I'm not fucking over. But I'm like, immediately, as soon as I see something that I'm like, I could get attached to, I could get attached to a fucking rock.
Same.
So as soon as I see something that it's like, no, like, this isn't going to be healthy, I'll cut it off. I don't need to find out anymore.
For real.
When you know.
And people show you exactly who they are.
Believe them the first time.
Seriously.
And that's exactly it. To be honest, again, as much as I learned from this situationship, and as grateful as I am that it all happened, from the very, very beginning, I knew that it shouldn't have been. And he knew that it shouldn't have been. And we both like kind of like went against what we knew. We knew that neither of us were in the right place. Like, he was just coming out of a relationship.
Okay.
I was like very certain that I didn't want a relationship. And then I was like, but wait, I kind of want a relationship with you. Like, I didn't want one.
But
then I'm like, well, you make me feel like I want to be in a relationship with you. Like, I can see you in my life with my children. I couldn't imagine anybody else. But now, but then it was like, we started with the idea that neither of us were ready for a relationship.
And that's where it should have been.
And then we like we fell in love for sure. Like 100%, we both fell in love. But it was like this chaos that was like created from this, like, you know, uncertainty.
Do you think it was where you were at in your own personal journey and where he was at in his own personal journey too? Or was it like that, just that intuitive feeling that like, no, we shouldn't do this?
I think the biggest thing is that I don't know what the biggest thing is.
To you.
For me, what I like to believe, I guess, whatever helps you sleep at night, is that he wasn't ready for the responsibility that is my life. And
Got you.
As a single man with no kid, as much as he, you know, could love me and love my kids, like, that is taking on a
huge commitment.
And it's like, I honestly think like it was the greatest act of love for him to acknowledge that he doesn't have it in him to do that, as opposed to getting involved in it, dragging us through the mud, and then
deciding, and then having all this deep connection with your children.
And so, like, there, you know, like, he even said that to me one time. He's like, loving you isn't the hard part. It's like committing to this, like, the family, and like becoming a father, and like, he's like, when I'm all in, I'm all in, but like, my fear is that like, if I realize that I'm not ready, I'm not just going to be leaving you.
That's beautiful.
It is, but
that's beautiful. But I was like, fuck you.
Be so nice. Just like, be a dickhead.
Just be a dick and fucking do it.
You're a dickhead, then I can get over you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, that's so real. That's so like, fucking
be an
real.
Asshole. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Girl.
I feel like I'm the same way, because like I was explaining it to my friend the other day. I was like, I'm in therapy therapy learning how to like allow people in. Like, and it's so interesting because my friend is like super amazing. Like, it's just that's the thing. He's super amazing. And it's like
amazing when they're not like for us.
And right? And then it's like, if it's a man, I don't give a shit. I'm like, fuck you. I can emasculate a man like fucking like breathing. Like, it's so easy for me. And it's because they're so stupid. They're so dumb. I try to be nice, and then I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, I just go, I'm so in my masculine energy because I have to be. Yeah. And I think what people don't realize is that, especially when you're going on dates and stuff, is men don't understand it takes trust, security, like a foundation for people like us. And I know you on fucking business that like, I can't just go into my feminine energy for you. That's going to take months. That's going to take action. And I'm like,
oh, feel safe. And you know what I've learned? The craziest thing.
I don't need to go to therapy anymore.
Like, I always thought that like a masculine man was going to put me in my feminine, but I would always go after these like toxic masculine men, you know, like the men who are like, they're like, I'm an alpha and I'm this and that.
I'm protecting you, I'm beating them up. And I'm like, you're stupid, bro.
And I experienced this love from like a more feminine man. And I'm like, oh, it's a man who's in touch with his feminine will put me in my feminine.
Interesting.
Because a man who's in touch with his feminine is able to reach your feminine. They're able to understand you and empathize.
So
these toxic masculine men can't even fucking fathom why you're feeling the way you're feeling.
No, they have no clue.
You know, they're lost.
No clue. They have
I think it's like, honestly, a feminine man for the win.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, I've learned.
Does it scare you with that? I guess because I'm learning so much because I'm kind of in a situation where it's like the feminine part that you said. So like the person is. So if the man is in the feminine, does it scare you that you're going to be the one hurting them? Because that's where I'm at, where I'm like, I learned in therapy that I'm very authentic to where I'm able to be. And so like, that's why like where I am in life, because I'm so real online, but there's years of my life, like those 8 years. She's like, you're compartmentalizing. And I put it, because I literally don't, it's so detached from me and dissociated. Right. So now I'm working on that, but it's like, she's like, why do you think, like, what are you scared of hurting? Like, why are you scared of hurting him? And I'm like, well, because like all these things come up. I'm like, well, he's so nice. Like, you know, like, and I don't think I can give him like what, like that kind of thing where I'm like, I'm going to be the one that's probably going to hurt him. And so I'm like, but I also have a feeling that that's not the case, but there's like, and that's new for me because usually it's like, nah, like there's actually been no one in over like since my last relationship where I've even thought.
Right.
But now I'm like, is this just like my protection by self-sabotaging like before, you know? And I'm like,
literally, I think that's like, hey, like
so rude.
Okay, to answer your question, like if him being in his feminine kind of scares me, like if I'd heard him, I feel like no, but my issue was with a man being more in their feminine is that yes, they can empathize with you, and yes, they can be soft with your feelings, and yes, they can understand you on a soul level, but can they lead? Can they make decisions?
That's yes!
No, they can't. And that's the issue with why this thing didn't, like that's why this did what it did. Because look, he couldn't make a decision. He couldn't lead. And it's like, there is a middle. I haven't found a man who is in the middle. But there's a middle. Right? Like a man who has like a good balance of masculine and feminine energy. But I think they're all married already because why would they be?
I feel like you're not going to find your man in Edmonton either.
I feel like I'm just not looking.
I can know it. Don't look, it'll come. But I'm like, everyone's always told me like all the people that are super in touch and spiritual, they're like, your man ain't in Alberta. And I was like, where is he?
He's not here right now. Like, who knows? He could end up being the dog. Right. Like, you know, who knows? He could end up like just randomly coming back.
Seriously.
Like, you know, they say like it.
Like, where do you meet people? Where do you meet people nowadays if you don't go out? Like, it's like, I don't want to meet people.
I was actually talking to ChatGPT about it.
Oh, I love you, ChatGPT. I love you.
ChatGPT is my therapist because
seriously. Fucking real.
But it's like you have to be in spaces where that embody like who you are, who you want to be. So it's like, okay, if I'm meeting every single man that I talk to in the club,
fucking not happening.
There's probably a good reason why they're all the same.
Period.
Like, whether they are a good person deep down or whether they realize like my value, the point is like they pursued me in a club, which means that their intention was probably not to get into a long-term, committed, like authentic relationship.
So true.
So I'm like, that is like a kind of like what I've learned, in, you know, working in the club. But it's like places that, you know, like run club, like
dog park.
Don't turn run clubs into dating clubs, but like, like, you know, like your hobby.
Yeah.
Like church, if you're like, you know, it's religion, not that church.
Not that church, everyone. Okay, we're thinking of church like Jesus, Jesus, that one.
That one.
You ain't that important, okay? But she can't say that, but I will.
That is a very, very important, like,
that's a distinction.
Very important one.
I'll make them edit like angels when you say totally that. Fine. Angels will be over you when you're talking about church, so they know which one it is.
Church is closing. I feel like it's okay to like talk about it. Like,
so how did that come to be? Like, why? I mean, I don't really think why is important, but
yeah, no, I think the owners just decided to go like a different.
They're over it.
Route. It's been 10 years, which is a long.
What is all of Edmonton gonna do? What are they gonna do with themselves?
Get shit together.
Yeah, let's hope.
That's the hardest thing, to be honest, like about working in the club.
I was gonna say it was like, interesting.
It's misaligned with like the things that I value, and like telling people like come out every weekend, come get drunk, get fucked up, knowing that I'm sober. Yeah, knowing that like I feel like there's a million better things you could be doing on Saturday night. 100%. But then also like understanding that like, you know, money you have to make. Like
literally, you make good money, and I think also it put you there to show, I don't know, like for me, it was so like, I think that's the cognitive dissonance. It's two things can exist at the same time. It's like you were there for that. Maybe you were there to help someone, aka me, or, you know, people like, it's like, you never know. And sometimes I love not knowing why. I don't get to know why. I don't get to know why these things happen. It's like, is it going to solve my life? No. And that's really freeing in me, like on the daily. So for you, it's like, you were just there getting your fucking money, also showing people you can still have a social life and not ruin your life. Let's just make that clear. You can be in those spaces if you're at a place to be ready to making money. You actually have a purpose to go there. You're making money.
You know, it's funny. I always said that. Like I always say, like if you don't have a strong sense of self, it's very hard to be in those spaces. Yeah. Like 2 years into it, and I found myself sinking into that like negative space because it is very, 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 very hard to stay detached from an environment that you're always in too. It's hard.
Yes,
like,
100%.
You can be so strong. You can be so self-aware. You can be sober and all these things, but that shit will pull you in.
Energy is energy.
Yeah, it is. So I'm not going to say like, yeah, once you're healed, you can go to these spaces that fuck you up. No. You probably should still stay away from them. Or just not spend too much time.
Yeah, if there's a purpose, like someone's birthday, or in like it's like a if there's a purpose that's benefiting you, or it's for someone in your life, for sure. But like if you're, and that's why I'm really grateful, like for having that almost 2 years of sobriety. And like, I like who I am sober. I love who I am sober. So since like July 2024, when I had relapsed, it was like the drinking never got to a point where what it once was. Not hospitalized, not these things, but I did not like who I became. I don't like feeling not in control. It made me feel insecure with drinking. And I want to ask you about that because you got sober. So for me, people are like, oh, like I drink and it made me so, like I'm so confident. Me, that was never the case. It's just genetic. Like it's like I started drinking at 12, like when the person abusing me, she introduced me to it. So it was like, it was literally just having one and then not being able to stop and not having any self-identity ever. So that's why it was so bad for so long. But when I had that time, and I don't like drink often, like I don't like going to those spaces. It's not a thing I do. Like I'm back in my groove in the last 6 months. Not to say that I haven't picked up a drink in that time, but it's not, it's a validation again in those spaces that it's like, and that's how I would justify it. Because I was like, well, like I'm not even I'm literally being the mom or I'm doing this, but there'd be that one-off time where I was so like, I just laid in bed the next day. Like nothing bad happened. I didn't end up, whatever, but it was like, I'm confident sober. And it's such a beautiful feeling because so many people need that drink, whether it's you're a problem or not. I don't want to be in a space getting fucked up every weekend. Like you're 45, you guys, like, what are you doing? And I'm not judging, but I'm like,
I'm judging a little.
I'm judging, of course, but it's like
a while is one thing. But yeah, if it's like you're every single weekend, it's like, okay.
Like what are you running away from? Or what? It's just
what's
like
your goal? That's what
literally, and that's why there's all those men because it's like, that's a red flag. Like I saw my ex from fucking ex, like he's like way older than me. And I did a story time on TikTok, but I was infatuated with this man. Like he was so hot. And like, again, this was in 2018. So it was like, he like took me to Cabo for our second date in this. And that is that red flag, right? If it's here to here, like if like a man is looking at a woman that much younger, like there's a motive. Okay, see, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
See, it makes sense. It shows where they're at. And like, let's say just control. Okay. Let's just put it there. And then seeing him like 10 years, almost 10 years later in the summer, he like came up to me. He's like, I think are you blank blank? Like my like legal name. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I think you're my ex-girlfriend. And I was like, you are. And I was like, hi. Like, and he's like, aren't you going to grab my number? Just revalidating. Thank God I grew and like have some self-respect. But it's also
do slow at like, especially like when you're on this healing journey, growing at such like an intense rate that's like a lot of people can't keep up.
They can't.
Kind of like what happened in my relationship.
100%.
Like, I was 19 when I met him, and he was 31, which is like crazy, but it didn't seem crazy at the time because like
of course not. Of course, yeah,
whatever. And then is as confident and as like hard-headed and outspoken as I was at that age, I was still 19 with a not fully developed frontal lobe.
Apparently it's 30 now that it develops. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Shit, so I can't bring any of the things that I said.
Right, shit. That's over now. I know I just turned 30. It's done now, y'all.
But yeah, like I just started growing at like this crazy rate. And it's like, I think about like now, even though I know I'm going to continue growing, like the growth that I did from 20 to 30,
it's wild.
Is insane.
It's
right. But like the growth that I've done the last few years has been crazy too. But I'm just thinking like at his age when he met me, and also just not being self-aware.
Yes.
Not caring to grow, not having that consciousness. He just kind of stayed in the mindset that he had always been in. And when I started changing and growing and like challenging things, it's like we no longer align.
100%.
There's a lot of other issues.
Yeah.
I didn't just leave a 12-year relationship because of that. But that was a huge thing. It's like, you don't know me, but you use my past version of me against me. And to this day, he still does. Like, he used 19-year-old Sherrell against me. And I'm like, if I hadn't healed, I would like succumb to all those things that all
those beliefs. So you start believing all the
of
course. I mean, we're human.
It pushed me to like a point where I like just like get so angry and
it's reactive abuse, really. What it is.
That's the whole thing. But yeah,
well, maybe I'll just beep that out because that word is
but
to people.
That is exactly what it is. And to this day, I'm just like he can bring me to like 19-year-old me so quick.
And obviously with how could it not?
But that's how he keeps that control over me is like he made me small, and I'm like, no. And then I even like
for real
just being aware now and having to like re-regulate myself after like some of those like
that's why it's hard when you're so self-aware, because you feel it on such a different level and you logically know, like, but it doesn't matter. And then you kind of, I shame myself sometimes because I'm like, I know, but it doesn't, it's trauma. It's like, shout out to EMDR, keep trying it. Okay. Cause apparently it helps your body and your head. Like it helps. She explained it to me. It helps you go back to a place, and she has clickers. So I'm doing it and I just look at, like, I don't have to look at her. And it's re-changing that core belief in that moment. So then when it happens again, apparently, allegedly, I'll let y'all know, is that you have that thought instead of what the thought was back then. And I'm like, Lord, I got so many of those to do, but I can't do it anymore.
Like what the problem that we faced when it came to like the EMDR is, like I said, we didn't have enough rapport.
Of course.
I think she didn't try to go as deep as she should have, because they're like, the current wound, and this is what ChatGPT taught me. This situationship, this person is just the face of the wound, the current face of the wound. So it's bringing up a wound that has been,
but it's multiple things,
a long time.
Yes,
but he is not the problem. Like,
no,
he is not where the wound stems from. He's just currently triggering it.
Interesting.
And I know, like, where the wound, but I think what the issue is that she started on the surface. So she started with the him wound. But I'm like,
that's what she wanted to do. She's like, we're going to do the last trauma. And she's like, I think it's when this person passed away. And I was like, really? Like, I was shocked. And she's like, well, because and I'm like, I think we should go to what you said. I had a realization about childhood. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Go deep.
Let's go deep.
Like, it's too expensive.
Literally.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Start from the jump.
Oh.
I heard it can be very, 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 very effective. And I also heard it can be like bring up a lot and you get very emotional after it. But just the way that we did it just didn't do a thing for me. I was just like,
fuck this.
But also a lot of people said that the first time it doesn't feel like you've actually made progress.
So expensive. As business owners, you don't really get fuck all for coverage, y'all. You have to like pay for it. Like
I am. So my baby dad's covered.
Oh,
with $500 a year. That's 2 sessions.
That's nothing.
$500 a year.
That's
when it was like $100 an hour. It's $230 an hour now. That's
$235 where I go.
Yeah,
and some are more. And I'm like, hey, I understand, but also what the fuck?
So why is there?
Like everyone's going to school to be a psychologist,
and it's like, but why is there no coverage?
As a previous social worker, I'm sorry, social workers ain't there to deal with the trauma that a psychologist can. So like, why would I go to social worker for them to be like, well, so this is we're gonna start going like this and regulate it. It's like, GPT. Yeah, let's look it up. Like literally though, it's free. I love Chat. I pay for ChatGPT. I can't. It's so helpful. It's like instant, especially with ADHD when you're trying to figure out something. It's like,
but especially when it comes to like the therapy elements, like, hey, I'm feeling this way. Like, how come? And like, Chat, I know Chat isn't good for the environment. My kid reminds me all the time how bad it is.
Same. Not my kids, but people online. Yeah. I'm like, hey.
I'm like, I know, but also like, what, you know,
everything else is bad.
Me crashing.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, honestly, like, pick your freaking poison. We do not need Sherrell crashing.
Crash out is, I'm so happy you crash out. And I know we're running low on time, so I want you to explain a crash out to me. Like, what? Think of your most recent crash out, and like, without getting into it, unless you want to get into it, what's it before the crash out and after the crash out? What's your like what is it for you?
I feel like a crash out for me is just like really like reverting to like being like a child. I'm just like feeling like I'm almost having a temper tantrum, but it's like because I'm overwhelmed with emotions that I do not know how to like channel.
Yes.
So if I can run, I do run, but I can't always run. Like I'll be sitting at work some nights and I'm like, yo, if I could go for a run right now.
Do you have one of those like things that you can? You can't really do what you do. You can't. At the club. Oh yeah, I guess the club. I was thinking.
Oh, and
that would be so real though.
Yeah, no, but that's like usually when I'm crashing out.
Right.
But, like, yeah, it's usually just me, just like being like overwhelmed with emotions. Like I'll probably start crying.
Do you internalize it? Like, do you internally suffer unless unless you're in your car? I crash out a lot in my car. You'll just be,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
for real.
Love it though. I don't know if it's a good thing.
But it might not be a good thing, but it just shows that you're letting it out.
I feel like a big part of why I crash out so easily at work is because I'm in such a environment that is like, yeah, it's just like overstimulating, but I'm also up late, like in the middle of the night. My bedtime during the week is like 9.
Same.
Like I wake up at 5 a.m. So,
I'm not a night person.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I'm up in the club at 1 a.m. and something triggers me and there's all these flashing lights and people yelling at me and drunk people screaming at me and then I'm triggered, I have no way to like calm myself down.
And I feel like people like, no offense to the people at the club, but like you're all fucked up anyways. If you're not, I'm not. But like the right person, if they yell, if someone's, I'd be like, perfect time to crash out.
No, actually,
like fuck you.
That's it, and it's almost like the right environment.
Yes,
crashing out isn't that crazy, so nobody's looking at you funny if you're yelling too.
Realization.
I feel like shit after.
Yes, you do.
Grow up, Sherrell. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I have a teenager who crashes out. I don't need to be in the club crashing out.
13, right?
Yeah.
How fun is that lately?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Girl, we are going through it.
I remember being 13 and let me tell, I remember throwing a laptop across the fucking living room and screaming, and we almost got into it. I was like, holy shit. And now and then I've done that in relation, like with Greg, I did that in relationship, and I'm like, there's a pattern here. It's like, the fuck? Why'd I throw a laptop or a phone? Why is it so, I'm not that rich?
Like, I get it. And I look, she's like, nobody understands how I feel. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, we all understand.
Yes, we were there.
At one time, but you can't figure out how to manage your big emotions because you cannot act like that in life.
No. Good for you for doing that.
Yeah, but also I crash out right back sometimes because the craziest thing is like my kids trigger me more than anything.
Yeah. How do you not though? Like do you have them full time?
Yes. Yes.
Girl, I don't know.
And I'm just like, you guys are just like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Why are y'all fighting?
Yeah, like go separate.
Yes.
Regulate. Separate and regulate.
Yeah. And then I'm like screaming back and I'm like, wow, I feel like a child right now. So I'm like, we're doing our best, but like, we should.
I think you're doing an amazing job, to be honest. And I feel like I was thinking about that too with like kids going to school and stuff. And like, it's just so cool that you have 3 kids. And I know when I was younger, like it's like my generation, my parents' generation, they had normal fucking jobs. And I think it's really cool to show like your girls that you're doing it regardless. You can make a 6-figure income. You can talk about everything online. And like I know sometimes there's a fear with kids or what if they see this? And it's like I think you from what you portray online is you're showing them that in real time.
Right.
So it's not like you're like they're not finding anything out on there that you're not telling them or that they've experienced. Oh my God, good. Good. Is that a rule? Do you like
don't have devices? Ari has a phone, but it's like locked on everything because I'm like the other.
That's so real.
And it's so ghetto because I'm like, sometimes I know that if I just put an iPad in front of them, my house would be so much more calm.
But it's not.
And I'm like, I know how like negatively affected I am by like, my phone addiction and like social media.
Yeah.
I'm like, the last thing I need is their young developing brains being subjected to this stuff because like it fucks me up.
And at the end of the day, you're the mom, not the best friend. Right. And like,
she's like, you say you're a cool mom. You're so strict. I'm like, first of all, I'm a cool mom just because I am who I am.
Yes.
Secondly, that does not mean that I don't have to parent you.
Yes.
I have to prepare you for the real world.
And literally, you were doing
like
that.
Last night we were fighting, and I'm like, oh, I like lost it on her because she's like, well, I don't know why I have to clean my room. It's my room, and I don't know why I have to do this. I'm like, it was the biggest fight ever.
Yeah.
And then I go in her room and I feel like so bad for this. But like I went to her room and I'm like, you have everything that you want. I'm like, I like literally grabbed her hands. She has like her acrylics. I'm like, you have your nails done. I grabbed her Lululemon bag off the chair. I'm like,
for real.
Lemon, your glow recipe on your counter. I'm like, you have every single thing you want.
Yeah.
I'm like, you might think your life sucks. I get it. I remember being 13. You might think that your life is the worst life ever, but you have a safe home.
Yes.
You have family that loves you.
Yeah.
And you have all the things that you want.
Yes.
I'm like, you have no idea how good you have it. And I need you to fucking realize it.
Sit in
I'm not about to raise this child, these children who act like this.
100%. Yeah.
Get it together.
Get it together, children. No, for real.
And then I just like, I know that it's not fair, but I do this thing where I'm like, the shit that I was going through at 100%. And I know it's like not fair to compare, but sometimes
but it's human nature. Like even like my mom gave me everything because she was in residential school. And it was like, at the end of the day, I used to I didn't blame her, but I was like, okay, like I was so sheltered in this and blah, but things happened in my childhood that weren't with my family and she did the best she could. Like she gave me the life. Thanks. Shout out Elaine. She's probably here now. She's shout out. She just loves all your shit. She's the number one fan of everyone. Shout out mom. But it's like, I think honestly, sometimes like when you do give your kids everything, they don't. So it's kind of, I think, those are the moments that sometimes like, I don't remember a lot from my childhood, but there's those small little moments that I remember where something clicked and it's like, literally you do have it so well. You're just spitting truth. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think sometimes that is the problem is that we have everything, and also it's only our own experience. Like even like in sobriety, when I try to help people that are coming into recovery, it's like, I can only explain my experience and how I got through it. It doesn't mean it's wrong or right. It's my way. And there's a billion different ways.
Well, that's why like on social media, when people ask me for advice, I'm like, I will never give advice like that. Like I'll never be the one to tell this is how I lost weight and you can do this too.
No, it's not like that.
People are always like, how did you lose 65 pounds? And I'm like, well, this is what worked for me, but like, I'm not about to use this as a way to weaponize or not weaponize, but a way to like profit or like how people do it. It's just, I'm like, I could make like a little course about how.
Fuck no.
Like honestly. So yeah, I get that. It's like your experience is your experience. It's your journey. All you do is be honest and share your truth, your vulnerability.
Yeah.
If it helps people, it helps people. But I'm not writing a fucking guide on how to lose weight or how to it's
so crazy.
How to survive leaving your 12-year relationship with 3 kids. Because listen, we are in the ghetto and we're not doing it great, but we're doing our best.
You're doing it the best, so that's all you can do.
And that's really all it comes down to. It's like,
oh my God,
you gotta just keep going. Keep going. But
I could talk to you for like 25 hours, but you do have kids, so we need to wrap this up. But
it's crazy how quickly.
I know. It's right for real. I feel like we're in our element. It's so nice. It's like
the yappers. I don't think we've finished an actual full thought of anything that we talked about.
And the people it's gonna work for.
It is what it is.
It's gonna connect with the people that it's supposed to connect with, in Jesus' name. I'm just kidding. I guess I'm going to have all your socials linked and stuff. But can you talk about your podcast really quick, and then also kind of like your next endeavors, I guess. Endeavors, not endeavors. Endeavors kind of thing, like to wrap yourself up in a nutshell.
So I wanted to start my podcast at the beginning of the year, and it just self-sabotage mode, same thing. Mm-hmm. But I have given myself a date of November 11th.
Okay, November 11th, y'all.
5 days. So we're doing it regardless, whether it's perfect or not, which it won't be. I realized the whole point of my podcast, which is named We Gonna Be All Right. Right?
We gonna be all right.
It's just about the messy, true, unfiltered parts of motherhood, movement, and mindset. That's good. What it's going to be about. Yeah. It's going to be true conversations.
Which is a branch off of what you already do. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be fine.
And that's it. As we were talking about, I kind of transformed my business Instagram to being my personal brand.
Good for you.
More like content creating, and I share a lot of stories. Yes. A lot of my experiences, but there's only so much you can share in a reel.
It's different with a pod.
Yeah. And people want, I have a story that people want to hear. And I'm if I can help other people, in any way. And I saw this post, and it's what might be tea for you is testimony for me.
Yes. Yes, I've seen that. It's so real. It's so real.
Yeah. We're sitting here talking about our deepest truths and our vulnerabilities. And it's but at the end of the day, the shit that we went through, there's a reason why we went through it, and we can share that to help.
And we're where we are. Yeah. And it's just it's not even a ego thing. It's once you realize you get out of your own way, it's it's almost the fact of being so humble. You have so much ego, you have an accurate view of yourself that you realize it's not just for you. Why would I go through all those things if it's not to help someone? Because some things I don't understand why they happened. Then it makes sense when I'm talking to someone like you, or your whole, we didn't even get to touch on your childhood, maybe you'll go to her podcast, you'll figure it the fuck out. Okay. It's just really inspiring, and it's nice to and the reason why, and then did you finish your thought? Yeah. You did? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I just want to say, to wrap it up, is the reason why I wanted to have you on was because there's not many people who I know. I actually know you, and we have history, we met, and to see someone taking up space, but in a way that is, I see a lot of myself in you, and you inspire me in a lot of ways. And I think people need to understand, in the Indigenous community too, it's very toxic. It's we don't need to gatekeep. We don't need to. Everyone can take up space. And I think when you channel you've done so much healing, and you're being your authentic self, your whatever self you are that day, you're posting and you're living in it. And when you're mad, glad, sad, whatever, and you can look how how successful you are. And it all comes down to you knowing who you are, you being vulnerable, you being honest with yourself, and just that energy does not lie. And I think my number one thing to anyone watching, or people that ask me, is I don't know sometimes how I got to where I was, but I know I had to do a lot of fucking work in inner. And once I started just being true to myself and doing the next right thing, shit aligned. When I was trying to be everything else, it did not work. And you can't, you said, you can't give people that advice because you're not them. And I don't know if they're already on that journey. Exactly. It's just going to happen. You just got to surrender. And I don't know.
That's, I think, surrender is.
Yes.
It's just do it. And
just do it.
It might not work out.
Yeah.
But guess what? It will lead you into
something
the next
else.
Thing. That's anything I've learned in these last 10 years. It's every single thing, every endeavor, every experience, every person that I met, every hurt that I felt, it led me to exactly where I am right now. This very moment is you have to go through it. You have to go through it. And it hurts, and it's hard, and it's painful sometimes, but when you're on the other side of, actually, I don't know if we'll ever be fully on the other side.
Yeah.
But when you're in those moments that feel good, you can look back and you'll be
I see why I went through that. Yes. Everything makes sense when you look backwards, I feel.
Yeah.
If you're not crashing out.
Yeah.
But
crash outs they're going to happen.
I love my crash outs.
Life, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's a cleansing experience. Sometimes when you crash out.
We might have her back again to show some crash out scenarios, because I have plenty. But thank you so much for having me. Bye.
That was fun.
It was so funny.
I love it.
I know, right? I'm so excited to see yours. And I know a day now.